Jordan was a bright little girl who loved anything that was pink, sparkly, girly, neon. She liked to take charge of her little brother, and she was just so sweet. Her heart was so tender. I'm thinking, okay, I'm just your average 30-year-old girl who just had a baby. I'm like, what? I don't know anything about this. Once she was diagnosed, we had to deal with her being on medications. The valve that was faulty in her heart had to be replaced with a prosthetic valve, and that prosthetic valve required blood thinners. Now, the blood thinners caused so many issues in her body. We were constantly in the hospital because of the side effects of the blood thinners. She had stomach bleed, a brain bleed, seizures, all kinds of different issues that happened over the next, few months prior to her transplant. I was so excited, and I kind of was heartbroken at the same time because I knew that Jordan had to have a perfect heart from a child who had no condition. So that meant that the child who passed away was a total accident, or something happened to the child that wasn't supposed to happen, and it broke my heart that another mom was grieving. She was still kind of crawling around at 2 years old, and then probably a few weeks after her birthday in October, she's finally started walking. She jumped up to the slide, slid down, and that smile, I just had to capture it. She finally got to be a kid. Prior to the transplant, they warned us, this is a good thing, it could give her, a promising life, but on the other hand, we can't promise that things are going to be perfect. Things can happen, rejection can come up. I had always feared for her life being a heart patient, but she passed away on March 12th. My heart was hurting so badly that I felt like I had to do something to distract myself from the pain. And I thought, I need to do something for somebody.
I'm a club seat server. It's like not even going to work. My customers are like my second family. I have a routine. And part of my routine is as soon as I come in, I walk 7 laps around the stadium. I finished my walking, I went downstairs for our pre-shift, and at that time I felt really overheated. I turned to my friend and I said, I don't feel right. And at that point, my muscles contracted and they laid me out. And that's all I remember until I woke up in the hospital. He basically said that my heart had stopped. I went into cardiac arrest. I was brought back 5 times via CPR by umpire Jim Joyce. They stabilized me. The paramedics transferred me to the hospital, thinking that I was okay to be transferred. And I died twice more, and they shocked me. So there's a reason why I'm here. My new life has definitely, for the first 5 years, it was somewhat normal. I know that, there's a very strong chance of me, needing a transplant. But again, I can't live my life like, oh my gosh, there's this black cloud hanging over me.
When I was born, my parents were told that I had a hole in my heart and a murmur, and that most likely it wouldn't be anything to be concerned about, that the hole would probably just fill in as I got older. Every 6 months I had to go to the cardiologist and they would listen to it, and nothing ever changed until I hit age 11. They discovered that I had this disease that I couldn't really even pronounce. Idiopathic hypertrophic subaortic stenosis. If I had a bad heart, then I would be bad. That's how I looked at it when I was 11. So instead, I knew that I wasn't bad. I knew that I was good. I knew my heart was good. I just had to learn to understand my heart. I believed as I grew up that I might not be able to have any children because I had heart disease. He was the love of my life. I mean, he gave me reason to get up in the middle of the night and take care of him. When it came to me, just the personal things, getting dressed, blow drying my hair was almost near impossible now. I just remember pulling my hands like this to my heart, and I said, I've always wanted a daughter. I said, please stay with me, don't reject me. I'll even take you to Disneyland. Her mother said, I'm sorry it's taking me so long to have written you this letter. As you can understand, it's been very difficult losing our daughter. Morgan's favorite place was Disneyland, and she loved riding roller coasters.
Let's just face the facts. It's the #1 silent killer, right, for women. I was only 50 years old when this happened. I was in great condition. I looked like I was healthy until this happened.
It's so important that you catch it because so many women don't think it can happen to them. And it can.
I really wanted to make sure that I still advocated for heart transplantation, heart health. I still felt like I needed to do it just because of the fact that Jordan wasn't the only person who needed a heart or needed an organ.
American Heart Association can't do it by themselves. You don't necessarily have to be me. Even if you don't have a heart issue, that's great, but get involved.
If it hadn't been for them, I might not have even been able to get a heart transplant.
Jordan passed away 3 years after her heart transplant. What if we had the research funds to, so people can live over 3 years, So there's just so much that can be done to help other people.
Why am I here? Because somebody knew CPR. As far as a heart transplant, I'm ready.
You'll live long like I am, and you'll get to become a grandmother and have the total joys of a whole second chance at life.
They planted a tree at the American Heart Association in Jordan's honor. It makes me so happy that Jordan's life impacted people that much that they would do that for her. One huge lesson that I've learned, she's gone, but there are other things, there are other people in this world that need help. I'm hurting on the inside. I gotta do what I can for other people.